Now, let's start with Chelsea, shall we? We discussed this a bit earlier, didn't we, on Good Morning Transfers. Juventus and now AC Milan wanting to sign their striker, Olivier Giroud. Anton, what can you give us? What do we know?
Right, OK. Giroud is on Juventus' shortlist. They want to sign a striker this winter. He's on a list with Arkadiusz Milik and Fernando Llorente from Napoli. Now, he's out of contract in the summer, Giroud, but he has been given assurances he will play if he stays at Chelsea. But Juventus are looking for a spark. They're only fifth in Serie A, 10 points behind Milan, who are also interested, as you said. So it's interesting to see two of the biggest teams in Italy going for a striker that is a little bit out of favour at the moment at Chelsea.
Very interesting. Now, I think this is probably a good time because we want you to be involved, everyone watching at home, to get involved in our Snap poll. We're asking the question, should Chelsea sell Olivier Giroud in the January transfer window? Simple answers, yes or no. If you go to www.skysports.com/play, you can have a vote and let us know what you think. Now, I wonder, because we'll give you the results a bit later in the show, but we can see.
Look at that.
We can see the answer already. There's no need to wait. Look at that. The percentage. I think that's a pretty clear answer, isn't it, Michael? That the Chelsea should keep hold of him. Apparently, according to our fans.
Well, he's highly regarded. I mean, he's highly regarded by many clubs around Europe. He was highly regarded by teams in the Premier League last season. The issue for Olivier Giroud is that, am I playing enough? Thinking about the Euros coming soon. And let's face it, looking at some stats we'll show you in a minute, but he deserves to stay. He deserves to start as well. He's done very well every time he's called upon for Chelsea. This
is the thing. I feel like every time we come to a transfer window, whether it's summer or winter, we're talking about Olivier Giroud, Michael.
Oh, yeah. I mean, he's always relied. I mean, 4 goals. 4 goals, Seville away in the Champions League. Then the debate was, should he start in the next game? There should not be a debate when you've scored 4 goals away in a Champions League match. Look, Frank Lampard, we're told he probably wants to trim his squad ever so slightly. That won't include Olivier Giroud, will it, Anton?
No, and this is, for me, it's fascinating because you can only play one striker in Frank Lampard's system, really, and he's already kind of playing Werner out wide when a lot of people say his best position is through the middle. They're high on Tammy Abraham. You can't keep everyone happy, and I think the question is more on the player's side, isn't it, really? It's whether Giroud's like, I've had enough of this. I was at this exact same position 12 months ago. Do I want to go through it again, or am I going to fight for my place like I did last year at Chelsea and prove how good I was? He did this last season. He came in and scored 9 goals between February and the end of last season for Chelsea and helped get them into the Champions League. So does he have to go through all that again?
Exactly. That's what I find interesting about Giroud. He's only played 4 times in the Premier League this season, scored 3 goals, so he's still performing. Right, we have finished our Snap poll, our megaphone, asking you a simple question. Should Chelsea sell Giroud? You've pretty much just said no. 74% of you think that Chelsea should not sell Giroud. So let's bring in the stats, because we've mentioned that he is still performing, that he possibly still does have a place in this Chelsea side, and there are his stats. 33 appearances, 20 of those starts, 18 goals. Anton, that's not bad.
It's like minutes per goal, isn't it? 96 minutes per goal. But also, it's like I said this earlier, I think it's really difficult to put a value. And there's a reason why clubs like Juventus and Milan are interested, because they know experience counts. And Giroud has been there. He's done it. He's won the Europa League. He's won Ligue 1. He's won the World Cup. But also he's played with criticism. He's had a lot of criticism when he was at Arsenal, but came through it. He's had criticism when he's played for France, but come through it. He's had criticism when he plays for Chelsea, but come through it. And Chelsea at the moment are being criticised. They're at a point in the moment which is kind of really important for the rest of their season because they're under so much pressure. Well, Giroud's been there and done that. You need those kind of figures in your change room in times of, well, not say crisis, but difficult times.
But it is. It's very much. Chelsea 8th. In the league at the moment, and as you said, Lampard is pretty much under pressure, isn't he? So, perhaps they need someone with that experience. I wonder, though, Giroud's going to be thinking about the Euros in the summer, isn't he, Michael? He wants to be able to play to showcase what he can do, so he makes sure he's in that squad for France. Yeah,
I mean, France head coach Didier Deschamps, he's always quite animated, and he doesn't mind speaking when he sees the players he wants to pick aren't in the side. He said in November, Olivier has to find a resolution. about the current situation at Stamford Bridge. Has he found a resolution yet? Probably not, because even when he does score, he's not guaranteed a place in the side for the next game. And against Arsenal, he was a sub not used, and he probably was looking a bit perplexed as to why am I not coming on the pitch in the second half when my side are 3-0 down against Arsenal, a team he used to play for as well. So, yeah, he might have a big decision to make ahead of the Euros.
Massive decision to make. So this brings us to our next poll. Everyone at home, we want to know, who do you think is Chelsea's best striker? It's a hard one, actually, because, you've got the likes of Tammy Abraham in there. You've got Olivier Giroud, who we've been talking about, and you've got Timo Werner as well, albeit not really hitting the heights at the moment, but we've seen, the quality that he has in the side. That's a hard decision, actually.
That's Frank Lampard's decision, isn't it?
Many frustrations as well is, and fantasy football frustrations as well. Timo Werner is being played out wide a lot, where you expected him maybe to be more of an out-and-out number 9. That's the frustration for him. But you look at, say, potentially it's between Giroud and Tammy Abraham. We know Frank Lampard's a big fan of Tammy Abraham, obviously coming from the academy as well with Jody Morris, and quite rightfully so. But Giroud now has, as I said just now, he has to think, I've only got a few months before the Euros.
The Werner factor's fascinating, isn't it? Because what is his best position? And for me personally, I really like him as a number 9. His sense of anticipation, the way he reads play and his pace. Yes, you can almost lose it when you can drift out of games, and then when he gets into it, he is snatching at chances when he's low on confidence. If his best position is number 9, then long term, obviously, if Giroud's out of contract in the summer, maybe that's the. But Chelsea have got to do more to get back into the Champions League places. Therefore, you need all your goal-scoring assets, surely.
But part of Giroud must be thinking, I'm an experienced player. I've got a lot to give. Maybe I'm just going to stay and fight for my place.
Or the opposite. I'm an experienced player. I've got a lot to give. So if you're not going to use me, thanks for coming. I'm off.
This is true.
It's difficult, isn't it? It's not easy for him. It's not going to be easy for him, is it? He's an established player, and the Euros is vital. This is to cement his legacy as one of France's arguably best strikers of all time. He's got a fantastic scoring rate for France. He's won the World Cup. He still could be the focal point of that attack with Mbappe, with Griezmann in the Euros. He will want to do everything he can to be their starting number 9.
I think the key as well for Frank Lampard is with the FA Cup starting this weekend, they're still in the Champions League. They did very well in the Champions League, and it's crucial they get in the top 4. Frank Lampard will be desperate to keep him.